I'm Sarah Star, and this is your space weather forecast for the day. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channels on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at sarahstarrofficial. No, I am not going to direct message you for a reading, so if you find those accounts following you or asking you for that information, please report and block them. We have a 25% chance of having an X-class flare from two regions that are highly magnetic, which means we can go into a radial blackout at any moment. We also have massive Schumann spikes still continuing from the whole week, literally the whole week, and into yesterday. We had some really large and long durations of high frequency that was coming into our atmosphere and blasting humanity. We also have a lot of planetary alignments that are going to play into your experience of the day. So today we are releasing from the inside out. It's exposing a lot of shadows and shadows within yourself. Today we have Mercury as it transits into Aquarius, which means it might be uncomfortable energy, but it's bringing a lot of open mind. And also, as Mercury goes into Aquarius, we have Pluto that is teaming up with it, which means there might be triggers, but it's like a fresh start. And we're kind of just sorting out the shadows that are coming out with all of the high frequencies. And this is really going to help us see a new perspective, see that light that is at the end of the tunnel. Yes, it is uncomfortable energy. Yes, nobody likes to purge the shadows, but you know what? You have to. There's really no chance, especially if you're awake. If you're awake, you know the path and you are going to continue following it, because once you're awake, you can't undo it. So struggling with thoughts might be a little bit of a problem today. And of course, nobody likes that, but this is going to be a reset within your life. This is going to expose your vulnerabilities, but that's going to help make a really big transformation, of course, with Pluto. So yet again, yes, uncomfortable energy, but it is important so you can go forward on your path. And our Schumann right here, especially with this very long duration of a high frequency blast, is really going to amp up those shadows that are coming out of you and also the collective. We have a lot of red and density that is surrounding this light, so it has to do a lot with your root and your heart chakra. These are things that you need to purge and you need to open in order to align yourself, and this is basically what this is doing. I mean, considering since January 1st, actually since Christmas, but still, a lot of light has been pouring in since that time. Solar maximum is really peaking as well. As you can see, today we have reached an amplitude power of 32. Now, is this the highest we've ever seen? No, but notice that the frequency of our planet has went up, so we are trying to match this right now, and there's that uncomfortable energy yet again with the higher frequencies that are coming in. So we have to match this. Actually, we have no choice but to match this, because this is directly linked scientifically, mathematically, physics-wise, matches up to the human brain and consciousness. And we have had a plethora of M-class flares and C-class flares, mostly M-class flares, as you can see below me. Now, these are from those two regions. Basically, 3576 is throwing off all of the light. 3575 gave us one. However, both, we have a very high chance of having an X-class flare from those regions. Now, as you can see, the majority of the light is indeed from 3576. Now, the highest M-class flare that we did have was an M2.7. We had several radio blackouts yesterday, so if you had any technological glitches or any type of communication navigation issues, maybe your phone wasn't working that great, maybe the electricity was going in and out, but anyway, we have a lot of incoming light specifically from this region. And with that radio blackout, we are still continuously pulsing this absorption, yet again, always over South America. You ever notice that? It's always over there. So we do get affected up here in North America, but not as much as them. They always get hit. So if anybody is in South America, please tell me what you're experiencing. But we did have a type 2 radio sweep from those M-class flares. Yet again, these were back to back to back yesterday. Not super high velocity, and no CMEs were emitted from any of these M-class flares. But check this out, 25% chance X-class flare, 25%. And we are obviously going to get these C-class flares. We have a 75% chance of having some more M-class flares if, yet again, it doesn't touch and hit that, glory point of that 25% of these X-class flares. So we're going to continuously monitor this today, and if it does not go off, if it forms a more of a magnetic complexity, we'll be in the know. But yesterday it seemed like they were all kind of going off like popcorn. Nothing huge, but yet again, let's look at these regions. So here's our sun today. We have multiple sunspot regions. Most of these are very stable or in a slight decay. Now, the largest regions that we are going to look at is 3575 and 3576. This is the big player right here. This is a very large region. There are many, many sunspots on here, and it is still turning onto the sun, so we can see exactly how complex this specific region is. However, 3575 is heading off of the limb. So here's our southwestern limb with 3575. It is now in beta, gamma, and delta configuration. It has went down in size because it is heading off the limb of the sun. Same with the number of sunspots because we had it touching and we got those M-class and C-class flares. But notice the percentage. We have a percent of 15 for this X-class flare from this region, 10% for that proton level, so we have a slight chance of reaching those S1 solar radiation storms, which is minor, but we do need to really keep our eye out on these two specific regions, this one and then 3576. And this is 3576. It is in beta and delta range right now. Now it is very, very large. A lot of sunspots on here. They may break these up into different numbered regions because it is so large, but this is the region right here that we are looking at. Now the proton level here is also high. The percentage is high. M-class flare percentage is high. C-class flare percentage is high. This is the number one player by far. Now with this increased chance of having this X-class flare, an X-class flare can send us straight directly into an R3 radio blackout, and that's when we have a lot of complications with satellites in the sky, with navigation systems, not only with your GPS, but planes and things like that. Those can be very affected. Those can ground flights, along with a lot of other issues. But if we do have an X-class flare, make note that it is going to really affect humanity. It's going to bring a lot of light. It is going to bring a lot of light codes. It is going to affect our magnetic fields. We can see auroras. It's going to break that, and it's going to affect humans and how you feel mentally and emotionally and physically and all that good stuff. And I want to note that we do have a very small coronal hole. Mind you, this is way larger than Earth, but we do have a small coronal hole that is forming. Note that 3575 is right next to it. There's not too many sunspot regions that are going off above it, but if we do have any type of flares, this will help push those solar winds into Earth a lot quicker with velocity, density, pressure, and things like that. But look at this side of the sun. It is really lighting up. And remember, we are expected to reach KP 4 and 5 levels for a minor geomagnetic storm. If you are in the higher latitude areas, you will be able to see some beautiful auroras. But currently, we are very low right now. So we are just waiting for that interplanetary shock arrival of this CME. But right now, we're not getting much of anything. This is going to arrive later in the day. So we have a lot going on right now. A lot of light. Oh my God, so much light. But it's a good thing, even though it's uncomfortable. So drop a comment. Let me know the difference between yesterday and today, and if you are feeling these effects, and if the planetary alignments are playing a part in it. I love how all of this lines up together because it's pretty spot on. As always, put on a smile and enjoy your day. Love ya.